What we'll do today is we will spend just a moment quickly reviewing the current Troffer offering so that you get the idea of the extensive offering that we have. And we'll talk about the new RKT LED retrofit kit Troffer. RKT stands for retrofit kit Troffer. It is denoted by its profile batwing shape. We also have the new RKL for retrofit kit linear, noted by its inverted V shape. Then we're going to talk a little bit about thermal dot technology. For those of you not familiar with the thermal dot technology, you probably have not worked with or sold MaxLite's HiMax product, which has used the thermal dot technology for about 6 years now, and it has prevented failures and problems in the field, which we all want to avoid. We are applying that. I think we are the first in the industry to apply it to stock and standard product in the LED market. And then we'll talk a little bit about how easy these products are to install. So for a quick review of the products that we have available today, we have a edgelit product. This edgelit is sleek, low profile, has a skylight type effect. It's quite beautiful. We have the performance direct lit Troffers. These are very, very high efficiencies with efficacies over 100 lumens per watt. We have the EcoT. The EcoT has price points well below the cost of dimming fluorescent, and with rebates it can be below the cost of regular fluorescent. Frankly, our largest seller, and looks exactly like a 3-lamp Troffer fluorescent, including the photometric. And now we have the very stylish round edgelit, which can be surface mounted or pendant mounted. Quite a beautiful product, one that I would certainly have in my home. We also have a line of specialty products, ranging from Chicago Plenum approved to specialty products for hospitals and medical facilities, including our MRI specific product and more. Today we're going to focus on the new Troffer retrofit kits, the RKT and the RKL. Let's start with the RKT, also known as the batwing. Quick overview of the product. It is available in 1x4, 2x2, and 2x4 sizes. These have the exact same specifications as the EcoT flat panel Troffer. If you're not familiar with that, all of its dimming capabilities, its interconnection with master satellite relationships, where you only have to put the dimming switch to the master fixture and run a simple 2-wire connection to the satellite fixtures. All of those same specifications apply to the RKT, as it is the same light engine. The 1x4, 2x2, and 2x4 from the EcoT is exactly the same light engine that we are using for this RKT series, also known as the batwing. Very proud to say that the ETL was issued yesterday. These products are simple to install, have an excellent lumen package, very lightweight, and rather than go through all the applications for Troffers, schools, airports, libraries, municipalities, and so on, we all know those applications. Benefits of this product, just a short list of them listed here. This is made with the same galvanized steel that you would find in typical fluorescent housings, 22 gauge, post-painted. Same materials that the retrofit kit is likely to be installed in is what the main material is made of. Easy upgrade and replacements. We've heard from the market that you want replaceable parts. We've applied that completely in this product. As you know, we only use LM80 chips. These chips are assembled on a board that is double clad for thermal protection. These boards are fastened to the structure with screws and not rivets for easy replacement. This will work in your parabolic as well as your standard lensed fixtures. Just pick the appropriate size, 2x2, 2x4, and so forth. Quick and easy install, which we'll review today, a little later. The thermal dot technology, which we'll get into in depth. This has the same 50,000 L70 life that you expect from MaxLite, and this means that at about 50,000 hours of use, this product will have depreciated by about 30% of initial lumens. Dimming it just by 10% pushes that L70 way out, just like the EcoT. Even slight dimming pushes the L70 roughly to about 62 plus thousand hours, 65,000 plus hours. We could calculate that actually with the new TM21 technology. As I've mentioned, these are dimmable. We have both dimming and non-dimming options, and they are linkable up to 10 total fixtures. Specifications on this product will focus on the lumens per watt, which are running from 79 to 89, and keep in mind, like the EcoTs, they are getting higher efficacies with pretty much every manufacturing batch. The Kelvin temperatures available for this product are 3500, 41, and 5000 Kelvin. The type of dimming is what is known as 0 to 10 volt dimming, and they are dimmable down to about 10%. The drivers here are universal drivers 120 through 277, so you can pick up those oddball 208 and 240 that you run into from time to time out there in the marketplace. And a very, very high power factor of 0.99, pretty much perfect power factor to please your utility companies. I see that we have a question from Carol about ETL. Carol, as a matter of fact, that was just yesterday that ETL listing came through. I see something here from Michael. Michael mentions that listed mark for ETL is fast-growing certification mark in North America with more than 80,000 product listings. Thank you for that, Michael. A little bit of detail about the product. As we mentioned earlier, these are fastened with screws, not with rivets, so these boards can easily be changed if something were to be damaged, say during shipping or installation. We are using Molex connectors, so wiring is very, very simple. And we do supply not only the self-drilling screws that are used for mounting the batwing product into the fixture, but the spacers as well. The specification sheet that you're looking at now, I'm very happy to say, has been uploaded to MaxLite.com, and I understand that it's on the home page now. So to have a copy yourself in PDF format, go to MaxLite.com, and on the bottom left-hand corner, you will see a link to the RKT Batwing Recessed Troffer Retrofit Kit. Spend a minute before we get into the RKL, which applies equally to the thermal dot. We're using this thermal dot for both the RKLs, more importantly for the RKL, and we'll get into that a little bit, than even the RKT, but we are using it for both. Now, this technology is made by a company called Thermax, and frankly, it's not a new technology. What is new as of about 6 or 7 years ago is its very, very high degree of accuracy. Now, what we used to do for other products where we had iffy type installations where, frankly speaking, we couldn't tell from our home office based on the description of the application that maybe we were going to have some thermal issues. So we chose the appropriate temperature and the appropriate spot on the product where this thermal dot is to be mounted. And we send the product in the field and have it installed properly and used for about 100 hours or so. And based on the temperature rating that we chose for the particular product and the location on the product where it was located, we were able to tell if the key components were going to overheat in that application. Today, we put this product, this Thermax thermal dot, on all of our Hynex products, and going forward, all the RKT and RKL retrofit products as well. What this allows you to do is self-certify your application. If you have an application where you're concerned that maybe the temperature is going to be above normal, then just let's put in one, let it run for 100 hours of normal use. So in other words, if it's a 24-hour-a-day application, 4 or 5 days. If it's a 12-hour-a-day application, it's going to be double that. Give the product a good opportunity to heat up in its application, and what you'll find is whether the product is applicable or not before we go ahead and do the big job. So the technology is important. It's important for you and I. It's important for your customers that they don't have problems, and especially when you're retrofitting products, you have to be extra careful, particularly with LEDs, as the temperature has such a huge impact on not just the lumen output, but the steepness of the depreciation, or how quickly the lumens drop out. I see a question here from Les. Has there been a scotopic rating assigned? Actually, it depends on the Kelvin temperature, unless you are progressive, and I'm with you, Les. I think scotopic makes a major impact on energy efficient lighting opportunities. And when you're using the 5000K combined with these high CRI of 85 plus, you'll find the scotopic is about 1.9. Some people use 1.96. Others use 2.12. So I try to stay on the conservative side because you don't need to exaggerate it. Product and the scotopic speak for themselves. So I tend to use a 1.9 in my calculations. I will say today, as of today, the IES has not made final determinations. And when the IES comes up with the ratings, I will mimic them and use them. Until that time, we'll continue to use very conservative numbers. For those of you who are not following the conversation between Les and I concerning scotopic ratings, or also known as SP ratios, photopic, scotopic, feel free to go to our webinar on demand service. Scroll down. We've done, in the last 2 years, 2 webinars on the topic. They run between 20 and 40 minutes. And if you're not familiar with it, you're missing out on energy efficient opportunities. So feel free to download the presentation or listen to the video stream live on demand. So back to the thermal dot, the Thermex technology. We've picked a specific temperature that makes sense. Please don't assume that it's the 82 Celsius, 180 Fahrenheit that you're looking at. That's just an example we used, but it will be the right temperature and placed strategically on the product to alert us very quickly on compatibility between the product and the application you're looking at. Talk about now the RKL, the linear version of the retrofit kit. This is also known as the V-bar due to its inverted shape. The construction of the product, as you can see, is quite different from the batwing configuration, which more or less locks you into pretty much 2x2, 1x4, and 2x4 boxes because that's the shape of the product. It's not so locked into the application. The inverted V-bar has the LED boards, the same boards we spoke of earlier, mounted directly to the V-bar housing, and it has several holes at the peak of the housing pre-drilled for you. Those holes are where you'll use to screw the product in place with the same self-drilling screws and spacers that we discussed, and we'll discuss a little further when we talk about the installation of these products. So due to the shape, it's a much more versatile product. We've already had prototype samples going out to applications where they're taking out 8-foot linear T12 lamps, which are outlawed, by the way, at this point. So all the lamps, those T12s that are in the country, that's all they'll ever be. No more manufacturing them, no more importing them. And there is frankly, no good retrofit for them. You can go to T8 or you can jump right ahead to the LED. Remember, these products are dimmable and even more efficient than T8 LED products. So due to this versatility of the shape of the product, we're not as sure as where you're going to install it. So therefore, the thermal dot was initially considered for this product to protect us, to protect you, to make sure that the product's not going into, the example I like to use is a greenhouse in the desert in Nevada. That's not a good application for this product. It's probably going to get a little too hot for it, and the thermal dot will call that out early. So that's the value of that. And the value of the shape of this product gives you almost infinite applications. You have a dimming and non-dimming version. You have a 2-foot version. The 2x2 and the 1x4 are exactly the same kit. Obviously, for a 1x4, you would run them in a linear fashion, and for the 2x2, you would run them side by side. The 2x4 is actually 2 4-foot-long products. So it works great in a T8 or T12 output. The lumen counts that you see there are per bar, and obviously we have the 2-foot-long versus the 4-foot-long there. 2 bars per kit, 25 per case. I'm going to jump ahead now. This cut sheet is not yet on MaxLite.com. It will be uploaded very soon, as soon as we have ETA dates for you, which I think are going to be roughly April. There's a batch of each Kelvin temperature and size coming in. If you're interested in this product, get your sample orders in now. Don't wait till April. What tends to happen, my observation here, is we think maybe we're overbuying, but before they even hit, they're all sold, and then we go right into a back order situation. Typically, we are air shipping in the second batch, so don't get yourself involved with all that. Choose your color and your size now. Get yourselves at least some samples. You will be amongst the first to use them. Yes, they are available in 5000K, 30, 35, 41, and 5000K in all sizes in both type retrofit configurations. All right, now I'm going to ask Blake to switch us over to the video. Now, this is new for us. We have never tried to play a video. This video is only about, less than a minute and a half long. So if it doesn't work, we urge you to go to YouTube or MaxLite.com and just take a look at the 1 minute 20-second video to see how easy these products are to install. Hopefully, though, we'll all get to view it right now together. Blake, go ahead and do your thing.
Unpack the batwing retrofit kit and locate all the parts, which include 4 spacer bushings, 4 self-drilling screws, the S-hook for aiding in installation, and the actual pre-wired MaxLite LED batwing Troffer retrofit kit. Shut off all the power to the fixture. Remove the tombstone fluorescent sockets and the socket holder bracket they are mounted to. Remove the ballast cover. Disconnect the main power from the ballast and remove the ballast from the fixture. Locate and install the self-drilling screws through the fixture and into the spacer bushings. 4 times for the 2x2, 6 times for the 2x4. After installing the screws with the bushings, locate the S-hook and insert it into the provided hole. Now use the hook to hang the MaxLite batwing retrofit from the fixture as a third hand while you hardwire the kit. Make the power connection from the main power from the fixture to the retrofit kit. Now the MaxLite batwing retrofit kit is ready to mount. Carefully hold the kit square with the fixture and in the center. Now screw the first corner self-drilling screw until it penetrates and pulls the kit up into the fixture. Now do the same in the opposite corner. Now the fixture will hold in place while you do the same for the remaining screws. Finally, reattach the lens cover to the fixture, restore power to the fixture, and enjoy many years of use and energy savings.
I hope that video was able to be seen. If not, again, go to youtube.com and just search MaxLite and it'll be one of the first to show up. How long really to install Sol? You know, that's a great question, and I don't mean to offend anybody with my answer, but my observation has been with these types of retrofits that the lower the cost of labor, the more pieces per hour they can do. In other words, when you're using your own internal labor, maybe $10, $12 an hour labor, they can do really with one man, one ladder, and a charged Phillips screwdriver and a pair of wire cutters. They can easily do 6 an hour. On the other hand, I've seen some very high-paid labor in cities like New York and Chicago where, you know, maybe 1, maybe 2 an hour. So I myself did a fixture, and it took, I'm not exaggerating, it took a little bit less than 10 minutes. So it can be done. Sol, Ontario, make it 15 to 20 in Canada. Is that the labor rate, or is that the pieces per hour? I'd be interested to know. You should know, Sol, that for Canada, we do have labor rate, very, very good. We do have a 347 volt version of these available. I believe they're using the step-down transformer. Once the volumes pick up, we'll go ahead and just get a 347 volt driver. In the meanwhile, we are using a small step-down transformer. And for those of you who might need it, we do the same for 480 volt. We have a question here from Les about the light spread. Well, in the batwing version, you'll find that the photometrics are remarkably similar in a 2x2 as a 2-lamp T8 U-bend, and for the 2x4 for a 3-lamp T8. The best way, Les, to get to the bottom of that is to download the IES files, which are available. If they're not available immediately, they will be very shortly. As you know, as a commitment to you, we put the IES files public for all of our products. Tom, can they be used with parabolic louvers? Absolutely. As a matter of fact, you have both options for that. You might want to strategically place where the light bars would be placed within the parabolic. If you have the large cubes, you probably could just use the batwing. If you have the smaller cubes, you might want to use the V-bar because you can strategically place the bars to minimize the glare and the like. But absolutely, for both louvered products with the big parabolics, small parabolics, and obviously, of course, the typical prismatic lens. We have a question here from Mark. Very good question, Mark, about DLC. Yes, we are going to have DLC on the batwing version. The way that we did that was we took all of the fixture models that DLC says tends to represent the whole market, and we had to test the batwing in each one of those fixtures, and we got a DLC rating. For the V-bar, however, because you can put it in anywhere and you can put it in, frankly, in a poor manner as well as in a good manner, DLC doesn't have a category for this type product. So on the V-bar, there is no DLC. On the batwing, we are in DLC testing right now. My notes say early March, late February, early March. I don't want to say that we've got it already, but let's say in the next week or so. Folks, before we open it up to any additional questions, I do want to remind you that our webinars are available on demand at MaxLite.com, or you could join the MaxLite YouTube channel and all of the videos be there for you. At MaxLite.com, you could also download the PowerPoint presentation so that you can use your own words and feel free to use our material. I also wanted to remind you about the university.maxlite.com. Frankly speaking, we lobbied heavily to management for the funds for this resource, and it was allocated. And we have had some great participation. We appreciate all the students and now even a few graduates from university.maxlite.com. We encourage you to encourage your employees to log on, register as a student, take a course or two. We would love your feedback. This is free to the public. This can take a novice, not from our lighting industry or from our energy efficient lighting industry, and bring them up to speed. And even the seasoned veteran will pick up a thing or two because, as you know, the rules on LED are evolving. And if you want to stay up to speed, feel free to use it. Again, it's a free service. And feedback, we love feedback. So this is the portion where we leave it open for discussion. We can ask each other questions. If we're not able to answer any questions for the next 5 to 10 minutes or so, we will get back to you via email in 24 to 48 hours, which is always our commitment to you. And I'll remind you also that in our webinar archives on the on-demand section of our webinars, we also have a list of the Q&A. So that's always available for you as well. People ask great questions, and we really appreciate the participation. Thanks again. We know your time is valuable. We appreciate it, and we hope to contribute to the success of your business.